grew up in Clyde, Ohio, with 3 sisters and 1 brother, my mother and stepfather. I grew up in a very addictive home. There was a lot of mental, emotional, verbal, and physical abuse. My real father killed himself when I was 6 years old. When I was 7 and 11, I was molested. I remember the police always being at our house 2-3 times a week. I always tried to fit in with any group of kids that I could. I blocked a lot of things growing up as a child as far as good memories. My first experience with drugs was when I was 12 years old. I smoked marijuana and had my first drink of alcohol. By the time I was 13, I was going to nightclubs with my older cousins, and older men was sleeping with me. I had started to experience more drug use as I got older and along the drug line of acid, ecstasy, crack cocaine. At 16, I met who I thought was the love of my life, and our drug use together was a lot more. I used just about every day at that point. He became a very abusive man, mentally, emotionally, verbally, physically. I remember many different times being drowned in the bathtub or physical fighting, shot a gun at me at one point in my life. I became a mother when I was 19 years old with my oldest daughter, Olivia. When I was 20, I had Alexia. You know, I maintained a house, I had a car, I had a job I had for 3 years, but I still was using, was pretty lost, but I held it together. However, my whole life got flipped upside down. My daughter Elena was born in November 2009, and she was conceived from a rape. Right after I had Elena, I don't really remember too much. For the first 10 months of her life, I remember crying all the time, and I remember getting up and feeding her and doing the things that I had to do as a mother. But they were hard, and it took everything out of me, because every time I looked at her, it reminded me of the day it happened. And that broke me down to pretty much nothing, because I didn't know how to deal with it, and I didn't, I thought I was strong enough to get through it, but I was wrong, and I turned to the only thing that I knew, and that was drugs again, which robbed my kids of me. I ended up leaving my baby girl with my sister and moving to Mississippi for the first time. And when I was there, I was introduced to methamphetamines. And about 2-3 months after being on that, he beat me up one last time, and I sold all of our stuff, and I came back home to Ohio. I moved a lot of times with my children. I couldn't ever think clearly. I wasn't getting enough rest that I needed. A lot of things started to happen, and I had my breaking point as far as with the drugs, and I tried using the needle for the first time. My whole life spiraled out of control. And in January 2017, I dropped my kids off at school. And I never went back to pick them up because I went to jail. Me and my children were homeless again, and we were standing outside of a gas station, and my 7-year-old daughter at the time looked at me and said, "Mom, you keep saying sorry, but you're not changing nothing." And at that point, I realized that she was 100% correct. The life that I had been giving them was not the life that I wanted them to have. I went and signed over my children to people that I knew that would love them and care for them and give me a chance to get better and get the help that I needed that I have not ever been offered.
People may not understand how a mother could give their kids away, but she did this act because she knew that this was something her girls really needed.
Right before I got on the bus, my mother said to me to fight like hell and give it everything I got. So that's when I started to lean on God. I had put myself in IOP classes. I have completed the IOP classes, anger management, parenting, aftercare, and I also, as of 2 days ago, became Ohio State Certified Peer Supporter. I also see my kids regularly today. They see the mother that they once knew in me, and they tell me all the time how glad they are to have their mother back. My family that I once thought was completely against me has been nothing but for me, and it is the best feeling that I've ever had in my life. Today, I also have my own place, about to get my license back that I have not had in 13 years. I also attend a church regularly. The people there have taught me that who I once was, I don't have to be anymore. They love me through it and teach me more about Jesus Christ every day.
When you talk with her and you listen to her story, how she came here and why she came here, is because God brought her here, just like He brought me.
As long as I give myself to God and do the next right thing, I now believe that everything will work out, and I no longer have to live and use drugs and alcohol for the rest of my life.